Hello dear viewers and welcome back to another episode on Fichthal, the MaizePlus experiment map. It's a beautiful morning. I'm already taking my milk to be sold. We got 9,600 liters. So our literage or volume of milk is slowly rising. And we have entered September, so I have checked. Field of corn is ready to be silaged. So basically maize is ready to be silaged. But first I need to make some money because I'm gonna be renting equipment. And we'll see if one field gives enough maize to fill the bunker, and then we're gonna leave it at that. Otherwise I am thinking of leasing another field. Maybe something that already has maize in already. Okay, so again 13,000 for milk sales. Yeah, so I am thinking of maybe leasing another field of maize. Maybe this one is quite close to our bunker. But I'm gonna have to see how much we get from our own field number 13. Just to update you, the grass is not yet ready for cutting, and the cover crop has sprouted and it's ready to cultivate in, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave it in the ground until next season, and when I have to prepare the soil for planting corn, because I think I'm gonna have all fields planted in corn, that's when I'm gonna cultivate this cover crop in. In the meantime, it can happily grow, it can nurture our soil, and it can preserve our soil so it doesn't get washed by heavy rains during winter and it doesn't get depleted by, you know, forces of nature. Because the roots and the foliage is gonna keep everything nicely together, I think. Yeah, as you can see, the grass field is still not in flower. The flowers indicate, you can see here in the edge when I haven't mowed, there are beautiful flowers, meadow flowers, but in the field that has been mowed there are none, which indicates that the grass is not yet ready for cutting, and this is our cover crop. I forgot what it's called, but this is our cover crop. Oilseed radish, yeah, of course, it's oilseed radish. And this is how it looks like. So when the time comes, I'm simply gonna go over with the cultivator and we're gonna have a nice little seed bed ready for corn. Okay, so next on the agenda is getting the trailer hooked on this tractor, and I can take it straight to the field. Next I need to prepare a tractor for compacting, and I need to put the silage blade on, so the leveler. It is gonna help me with managing any overflow and making a nice big pile. So it's easy. Look at all the greens. Yeah, nice. Rolling fields. Yeah, so in the previous episode I have put an extension on our trailer. So now it should hold around 33,000 liters. That's basically half more than it held before. And over the river there is our bunker silo, so we have to get all the chaff there for compacting and to start silaging. So if everything goes to plan, I can start making realistic cow feed in October. Okay, let me jump. I'm gonna use this tractor because this is the second biggest one we have. I'm gonna put a nice big weight on it I'm thinking I'm gonna put the weight on the back, and I'm gonna have this blade in the front. Yeah, that should be the best, even though no, actually I'm gonna have the blade on the back because I can see better since it's closer and I can see over it. Okay, what am I doing? 9-point turn. What should have been a nice 3-point, maybe 2-point turn turned into a 9-point turn. Never you mind me. Okay. And I'll put that big old weight with wheels in the front. Okay, okay, okay. And that's heavy. It almost lifted the tractor up on the front, can you imagine? Okay, and another thing before I start with the forage harvesting, I do want to put some silage additive in the harvester, and that's how we gain an additional 5% in volume of the chaff that we produce. Okay, down here and down here. I'm gonna put this tractor out of the way for now. Yeah, this is gonna be good. And let me jump into the car. The car should be here. Enter vehicle. Now, I did sell the pickup truck, so I have to use the trailer now for transporting basically anything. Okay. It has really bad visibility. Is this good enough? Yeah, it's gonna have to be. This looks like a huge trailer on this car. It didn't seem as big when I had the pickup truck. Skoda Kodiaq. I've seen one on the road today, and yeah, they are basically fairly nice SUVs. Skoda has made a lot of progress in recent years. Okay, I'm gonna put silage additive in the trailer and transport it to the... Yeah, I can't lift it up. Let me help myself a bit. Because you would be able to move a pallet like this, no doubt. You would simply take the stuff off the pallet and move it into the trailer, so yeah, I don't consider this cheating. And I'm thinking of waiting somewhere around the corner where the forage harvester is gonna go through, so I can refill it on the way. Somewhere over here should be good enough. Like I'm not blocking anyone or anything. Now for the fun part. As I've said, I'm gonna lease the cheapest one because, you know, money. So let me get the highest horsepower one. Ooh, these tires look nice. Okay, and they're free, so I'm gonna have that. Let's put additional weight on. Silage additive tank, of course. GPS, no need. The license plate, I'm not gonna bother with that. So 3,386 for the machine. And I'm gonna take this one, attacher type. Pass. I can't see any difference. Anyway, 3,060. Now let's jump to the store and pick our combine harvester up. Where is it? Here. Enter vehicle. Look at this beauty. Yeah, so these big machines are fairly nice because I always admire how you get into them, you know. You have a whole how are these called? Not sidewalks. Anyway, yeah. And look at those teeth. Yeah, these are for chopping up the corn stalks. And this is gonna be our header. So let me put the beacon on. And it makes a pretty nice sound also. Okay, so before I go into the field, let me try and start this up. I don't want to get to the field and find out that this is not compatible. So, pipe out. Okay, yeah. Can it move? It can definitely move. Okay, so it has enough power. Let me put the pipe back in. And we'll see you at the silage additive tank. It's not the fastest of the machines, but you know, when you're driving on a huge thing like this, 25 kilometers per hour really seems like a lot. Okay, let me try and add the silage additive. I gotta have to keep an eye on this, because I'm not sure how much it will last. But yeah, it seems like we still have quite some liters of that. Okay, so we have 40 liters of silage additive. I think that's gonna be plenty. And I am going to use Courseplay Worker to drive the combine so I can really cart and follow the combine. Let me put the pipe out. Because I have to be in the field, I think, to create. Or do I? Field work. Target is not on a field. Yeah, I have to be in a field to create, or maybe not. Course editor. Yeah, gotta be in the field. Okay, so this is gonna take a bit of preparation. And because I don't want to lose any of the chaff, I am going to position the trailer somewhere the combine can reach it. I think somewhere around here should be fine. Gonna take a little bit of a bit of shenanigans. Okay, are we doing it? We are doing it. Okay, let me try load the course now. Yeah, we got it. Okay, so headlands. Let's go 3, 4, 4 headlands. 3, 4. Let's go 4. Do I want them smooth? Maybe I should have them sharp. Field center up and down. Let's generate course. Yeah, I think that's gonna be enough space to turn around. Alright. And let's see where the start is. Okay, so the start is basically in the same spot that I am positioned right now. Which means I can set him off. And I am going to limit his speed to 6, no 7. And as you can see, we have fresh maize in the trailer. Did I put him to 7? Nope. Like it was 8. Yeah. 8 seems to be the same speed as the combine. Nope. It's too fast. Okay, so we have 5,000 liters and we only made a little dent in the field. Looks like we're gonna produce quite a lot of chopped maize. And you know what? I want to check another thing. Okay, yeah, the silage additive is being used. Okay. Not exactly sure what he's doing, but I believe it's his best. Yeah, he missed 2 corn stalks. That's not an issue at all, so I'm glad I took this header instead of the original one that comes with class Jaguar or Mega. This is Mega. No, it's Jaguar 695. Anyway, I'm glad I took this header for the forage harvester because the other one would be really small. It would take like forever to get through this field. And there's a convenient road around this field, so I can take my tractor all the way around without getting stuck on any trees and stuff like that. So, awesome. Yeah, this is very exciting. This side might be a little bit more tricky, so I'll have to see. Maybe I can drive behind the forage harvester. You are blocked by an object. Ooh, who's blocking you? Is that a tree? Come on, don't be blocked by a tree. Okay. Let me position the harvester and let him loose. this off again and play. Okay, so there is gonna be a bit of finessing around. Okay. Yeah, can I get around this tree? Maybe. Okay, drastic times call for drastic measures. I have seen this in some videos, but I have never tried it before. Let me just turn this off so I can see better. But yeah, I have seen people reverse the trailers behind the harvesters so they could chop. Yeah. Okay. This is funny. Let me take a picture of this. Okay, what is this maneuver called? Does any one of you know maybe? Excuse the silence, but I really need to concentrate because I don't want to hit the combine, the forage harvester I mean, and I also don't want to jackknife the trailer. But yeah, this is so much fun. You know, where there is no way, you go and you find a way. You make a way. Cool. Okay. I believe now I can return to normal. And I also have almost a full trailer, so it's gonna be ready to unload. Cool. Okay. Let me turn the beacons on. I want to be as visible as possible because I will go on the main road just for a short trip, but main road is main road. Yeah, you can hear the horses in this Valtra working. 305 of them. And one madman at the wheel. Come on. Yeah, thank you. No, don't walk into the trailer, silly. Okay. So down we go. And let's see, I think I'll dump it in the middle somewhere. Okay, so one trailer load made this much chaff, which is amazing. That's really a lot. Okay. Because I don't want this episode to last hours, I am going to go to a time lapse so you can enjoy forage harvesting. Oh look, there's another entrance here. You can enjoy forage harvesting in a very sped up video.
Keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting for my life, so keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting. I'm bad to the bone. Got blood on my knees. I'm bad for my life. I'm fighting. Yeah. I'm bad to the bone. Got blood on my knees. I'm bad for my life. I'm fighting. The ash keep burning down. No, you won't hear a sound. The screaming bottled within. Take a look around. And keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting for my life, so keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting. And I'll be fighting for my life, so keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting for my life, so keep your guns high. It's a war zone. It's a war zone. And I'll be fighting.
Okay, time to level this up and compact it a little bit. Because I have created mountains. Yeah, these levelers really do work wonders at leveling chaff in Farming Simulator. Let me check. Do we have fresh maize? We have fresh maize in the bunker, but that's all good. And judging by the fill level, we are at 96,000 liters. So yeah, and I think we're about halfway through the field. So I think that we'll be just fine feed-wise with our only field of maize chopped. Field 13. If not, I'm, gonna be disappointed, but it's how life is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And let me go to the outside view. That's wrong. I really don't like this spillage that much. I want to push it back up. This is gonna take a while. I'm not gonna bore you with the whole process, so I'm gonna do this off screen and we'll continue when the chopping continues. Okay, and it seems that some of the chaff is actually getting out of the bunker on this side. Now I'm not sure if this is gonna count towards the final product or it will simply be lost. But yeah, let me try and grab all this. Yeah, okay. To push it in. Anyway, see you back on the field.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move.
And with this, it looks like our field is all done and everything is in the bunker. Now let me see how much chaff we actually have. 155,000 liters. And we're already halfway through compaction. Process so cool. Let me just raise this up. I don't want to start with dragging it on the floor. Yeah, so the rest of this episode is gonna be leveling this, making sure we have everything under control and nicely compacted, and then we're gonna I hope I'm gonna be able to. Okay. I'm not sure what happened, but something pulled my tractor pretty violently to the right. Maybe it was my steering wheel. You know what? I'm not sure. Let's just say it was a magical occurrence. Yeah, I do want to level this just a little bit more, because we have such a huge pile in the middle. So I want to be careful. Yeah, of course, you can see we are losing chaff. It's going left and right, it seems. Okay. Okay, well, that looks a lot more manageable than it had before. Just want to pick this little corner off so it doesn't stick over the bunker. It's still sticking over the bunker. Let me go from the outside. Okay. Seems to be doing something. Okay, and perfect. Yeah, it's a lot easier from the outside view. Now this side is a little bit more problematic because we seem to be losing chaff doing things on this side. Okay, now to grab everything that's spilled out in the front. Okay. So these levelers are behaving kind of strangely. You know, if you have it like this, it doesn't seem to catch onto... Oh, actually it does. Okay, never mind. Because everything you have spilled in front is not gonna turn into silage, it's gonna stay uncovered and it's gonna stay as chaff. Or maize in our case. So this is why I'm pushing everything up the mountain. Okay, and it looks like we have quite a lot of spillage on this side. Okay, well, in that case I'm not gonna bother too much with this. I'm simply gonna try and compact everything. Unless of course I get stuck. Come on, you can do it. And this is a problematic. Be right back. Good, managed to get the tractor out. So now I'm first gonna use this front weight to make the pile a bit more manageable. And this, now our tractor should go over it with no problem. Okay, so I'm not gonna have you here compacting this whole silage pit. So I will tag back in when I'm done. And this will probably be the conclusion of this episode. So yeah, gotta compact everything. Okay, and it looks like I am done compacting. I'm gonna carefully dismount this pile of chaff. There is a little bit of spillage, but I'm not gonna worry about this. It's a really minuscule amount. And let's go and cover this bunker silo. Actually, I got it pretty good. This is the line. This is a little bit of spillage, and probably, I'm guessing, let me know if you guessed it too, but I think this is also a spillage. That's not gonna count towards our silage. But let me cover this bunker silo. Blanket. Let me change tarp. Light green. I think I went light green. Okay. Now let me pull out the trusty broom. This is such a cool mod. And yeah, as you can see, this is also a spillage. So I could prevent this, but I guess I got too close to the edge, so it went over. And just a little bit here. And this is us done. fermenting maize silage. Very cool. I have read you can add chopped sugar beet, I think, or apples into the bunker silo when you're doing maize silage, and it supposedly helps you create more of it. But I didn't check that info, and I'm gonna think about it. Oh. Yeah. Let me clean this up. Gotta be careful because I think it also deletes the chaff inside. I don't want to do any damage. Yeah. This is how it looks like. Okay. Of course, save. And let me get into the where it is. It's here. Enter vehicle, and let me go by the car and unload this silage additive. So it looks like we used this combine for 0.6 hours, which is less than I expected, but yeah, the field is done. So just to compare how much silage you get from one cornfield, this is not, you know, a huge cornfield. But we got 155,000, and this is 0.990 hectares. Just to compare, our grass silage over here is 0.57. I mean grass field 0.96. But we get from this field, and this field, we get a little less than 150,000 liters of grass. So one field of corn chopped into silage is gonna give you a lot more than the grass is. Which makes sense, you know, because corn is a very tall crop, it has a lot of meat, and grass is basically very low crop and very narrow, so, or thin is the word, yeah. So it doesn't give you that much. Okay, well, I'm gonna unload silage. I can't unload silage additive. Wait a second. Okay, looks like I can't unload the silage additive. Doesn't matter, I'm gonna buy a new batch of it. But yeah, this is gonna be it for this episode. I'd like to thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.